I've got a Moog 37 on for repair. As far as I know, everything works fine on it, except there's a wee glitch in these buttons. This is the preset bank selector, and there's something about whenever you press 2, it doesn't come on. Let's see if I can repeat it. Takes a couple of presses to get 2 to come on sometimes, and then there, just won't go back to 2 then. Right, so just setting, this is a close-up of the liquid that's been spilt on the board. It looks like coffee or something to me. And you can see corrosion up around the pins of U2, U5 and U9 and those wee resistor networks. So the first thing to do is clean it with a cotton bud and some rubbing alcohol, like isopropyl alcohol. And then, so I'm just using my multimeter probe here to get the wee teeth out of that button so that I can check the neighbouring buttons and see if they all behave in the same way. Just checking for continuity here. So now I'm just checking that the button works. Just back, making sure that the other button behaves the same way. So it'll be consistent with the intermittent problem. Sometimes it beeps, sometimes it doesn't. So I decide to use my multimeter probe here to take off another button and just make sure that everything's the same. I don't see any reason why there shouldn't be a problem, but at least I can check all the diodes now, or LEDs I mean. Just using some isopropyl alcohol on a toothbrush to clean the corrosion off them chips. We look at the back and clean it as well. Doesn't look to be any damage to the circuit board itself. So that ribbon connector was pretty dirty, so I'll give that a wee clean as well. Again, just some isopropyl. So my hope here is that some of the corrosion that I'm cleaning off might have been the cause. And then I'll just use a bit of Service-Oil Super 10 switch cleaning lubricant on the buttons, and then put the wee caps back on them and put it back together and try it. There's really no other way of knowing if that's what the problem was. So you have to just sort of cross your fingers and hope for the best. It's definitely worth a try. After cleaning it, finding corrosion and cleaning it, that's a potential culprit. Like, so at this point here, I thought I have to check and see that if that's fixed the problem, then we're all good. I don't need to desolder anything, and you know, because you can have accidents with a soldering iron. Pretty safe with a toothbrush and a cotton bud. Button just won't go on right. So listen to the clicks on the neighbouring button and wondering, have I done something wrong here? Sounds alright. There we go. Give it another once over. So, reassembly time. I hope for the best. Well, spoiler alert, that didn't fix it. The problem was still there after I put the whole thing back together again. And I had to take the whole thing apart again. So by the time I had to take it apart again for the second time, I just didn't have the patience, or the time to mess around videoing it. I needed to get it done. The guy wanted it back. Yeah, I was in a hurry, so put it back together off camera, unfortunately. but I do have some photos. Right, so this here was the dodgy button, and it leads off over to this chip and this wee resistor network here, as do all 8 of these buttons anyway. So let me see. There's a close-up of the chip where it goes to. So 4 vias from under the other side of the board just appear here, here, and here, and the same on that side. So you've got pull-up resistors on each of the lines, and for some reason, well, this is a 4K, 4.7K resistor network, so I was able to measure on the circuit 4.7K across here and here, here and here, here and here, but across here and here I was only getting a 1.2K, something like that. So I decided to just take this chip off the board and see, well, because I didn't really fancy playing around with this, but I've taken plenty of these off the board before, so it may seem like a sledgehammer approach, but this was basically to tell me if this chip was knackered. So the problem, after taking the chip off, I was still measuring 1.2K across here, so I reflowed each of the pins on this wee resistor network, and nothing seemed to fix it. So I don't have any spares of these buttons, or so I thought anyway. Well, as I was going back and forth and checking where these lines go and what does this do and this, that, and the other, I had been looking for a replacement LED, because in my tests I was finding that this LED was acting a bit strange. I don't really work with SMD stuff, so I don't have spares of this LED, and I don't have spares of this button lying around. But as luck would have it, I was going to take the LED off first, but then as luck would have it, I was running around looking for something to salvage a yellow LED off surface mount, and I just noticed that this Raspberry Pi Pico H had the exact same button as the Moog, so that was pretty fortunate. So I never did find a yellow LED, or a surface mount one, I should say, but the button worked perfectly from the Raspberry Pi, and I just improvised a regular 3mm LED, soldered it on. It fits quite nicely up inside the button. It's slightly different color, but at least the thing works now. So in order to get it exactly the same, I would have to have the exact same LED, and even though I do have some surface mount LEDs now, they probably would be a slightly different colour, slightly different brightness anyway, but hey, as long as the synth works, that's the main thing. So that's it really. There's nothing, that's the end, except for rebuilding the synth. I may as well I put the footage from the original rebuild, and because I didn't video myself doing it a second time, just seemed kind of pointless.